Hi all, welcome to the video lecturing series of compiler design. In this video lecture series, we were discussing about code generation. Today, in this video, we will discuss about the target machine. So, in compiler phases, the code generation is the last phase. So, here in code generation phase, we are generating a final code, that is final target language, and in this video we will discuss about the target language. So, here you have to study about the simple target machine model and the instruction cost and program related with that. We will move on to it. So, first is a target machine. So, we have to be familiar with the target machine and its instruction for designing a good code generator. For while generating a final code, that should be good, efficient, and should not be redundant and all. For that, for generating a target machine, you have to be familiar with the target machine model. And this target computer is normally a byte addressable machine with 4 byte to a word, and normally it contains n general purpose registers varying from R0 to Rn-1. So, these many general purpose registers will be there in almost all the target machine, and it has two address instructions of the form. Normally address instructions of the form OP source comma destination. OP represents the opcode and source and destination means where we have to store and from where we are storing it, source and destination. So, this is the two address instruction format that we are using. Now, here in simple target machine or a target machine model, normally we will use some set of operations like first one is load operation and store, load and store operation. How the load and store operation will work? Load, the format of load is given as load destination address. So, what the load operation will do, if we are given with what the load will do, load the memory word to a register, right? Load a memory word to a register. So, here you are given with an address. So, here I wanted to copy that, I want to load it to the destination, that is the load operation. Now, what about store operation? In store operation, store the register to memory word, that means store the contents of a register to memory. So, here you are given with register R, I want to store the contents of R to X, that is happening in the case of store operation. So, load and store operation, in first one is load operation, inside the load operation load the memory word to a register, and next is load the register, store the content of a register to memory, that is a store operation. Next, another kind of operation is a computation operation, and its syntax or its general format is OP, that represents the opcode, destination, and source 1 and source 2. So, whatever operation that we are performing, source 1 and source 2, and just copying to destination, that is the opcode normal computation operation process. Next is the jump operation. So, inside the jump operation, one normal jump operation is represented as BRL, branching to a label. So, if you are given with a label, so if there are some set of code and you are telling go to L1, that means after doing some set of instruction, there is no condition is given. After doing some after doing the execution of some set of statement, branching to some particular label, that is represented as BR of L, branching to a label. That is the normal jump operation. If you are given with some condition, that means if there are some particular condition, we will execute that some particular statement if the condition is true, right? So, in conditional jump, you are given with some set of condition. If set of condition is true, you will execute some set of statement, and finally you are given with some particular label. If it is satisfying that, you will jump to that label, that is branch conditional to a label. And here we already told the target machine is byte addressable and the n general purpose registers varying from R0 to Rn-1. So, in a simple target machine model, so these are the main operations that we are performing, like load and store operation, computation operation, jump operation, normal jump and a conditional jump. Okay, now so these are the operations that we are performing while doing the final code generation in a target machine. Now we will see the addressing modes that we are using here. Normally some set of addressing modes, like if you are given with some variable name, that is like absolute address, and if you are given with a of r, like if you are given some particular a of r means contents of a plus content of register r. So that is the addressing mode meaning. Now star a of r means what, how it will represent? If normally a of r means contents of a, contents of a plus content of r, that is the format in case of addressing modes. Now if you are given with star a of r, what does it mean? The star itself is giving you like some particular address, right? So it is like contents of, then it is similar to a of r, right? Star a of r means this star represents some particular memory location. So that is contents of a of r. What is a of r? Contents of a plus content of r. Likewise, we can use this addressing mode. Another address mode is immediate addressing mode. In that, we directly add some particular constant value. Like here you can see load r1 comma hash 100. That means some particular constant value is added to that register value to find the effective address. That is the normal addressing mode operations. Now we will see the addressing modes. Mainly the, here you can see add and sub. Add and sub means these are some assembly language instruction that we are using in target machine. Normally the add, the opcode add represent add source to destination. Like if you are given some instructions like add a comma r0, that means whatever contents are there in the source, add source to destination. Next is subtract. In subtract source from destination. So it will be like sub r0 r1. So here subtract r0 r1 means subtract source from destination. The source and destination of an instruction are specified by combining the register and memory location with address modes. Now we will see the addressing modes in detail. Mainly the addressing modes are of 5 type, like absolute addressing mode is there, register addressing mode, indexed addressing mode, indirect register addressing mode, indirect indexed addressing modes. Now, so here in absolute addressing mode, what the absolute addressing mode will do? Address, it will give you the address of a memory location. So here you can see in absolute addressing mode, its form is represented as m. That simply represents a variable name. So here if you are using p, that is also fine. So absolute addressing mode will simply use some variable name and that will give you the address. For example, if you are writing some particular code like this, move a comma r0, what will happen here? Here whatever the content of r0, that will be moved to a. For example, if this is the r0 and r0 is having some address like some 100 and inside this I am storing the value 5, move a comma r0, the operation effectively copies the value of a, copies the value of r0, that is 5, to a. Now a will become 5, right? Now a will become, the final value of a will become 5. That is the absolute addressing mode. So here what will happen is like, if there will be some set of opcodes will be there, there will be some set of opcodes, and here I will store the register address, and inside the register address, say some 100 is the register address, I will store some particular value, and that value is assigned to A. That is the absolute addressing mode. Next is register addressing mode. Register addressing mode will give you the address of the register. So previously it was giving the content, now it is giving the address of the register. For example, if you are giving an operation like this, move R0 comma A, this is an example for register addressing mode. Here the content of R0 will be copying to A. How it will copy that? Here the register addressing mode, if this is the opcode, here you will store some register value, say for some 2000. This represents the address of the register R, and from the 2000 you will get what value stored inside 2000. Sometimes it will be 15. So this value will be assigned here, move R comma A0. That value is copied. Next is indexed addressing mode. So here in indexed addressing mode we already discussed. See, its format is represented as C of R, right? C of R. What does the C of R represent? C means a constant value plus constant of R. Now I will tell you an example like this. If you are given with an example, move 5 R0 comma A. This is an example for indexed addressing mode. So here C represent the constant value and R0 comma A. So here what will happen is like, here R0's address is some 400. I will add 5 along with that. So what will be the effective address here? 405. So inside the location 405, which value I am stored? So inside 405, which value I am stored? Say for example 15 if I am storing, that will be assigned to A. That is the case of indexed addressing mode. Next is indirect register. Here it is similar to our normal register mode. The difference is you can see a star here. What the star represents? Contents of R. Like, you will store the register, you will store the address of the register like this. If this is the opcode, you will store the register, and the register will be pointing to some particular location. From you will get the address of that particular register. So that is the indirect register. So here it is like contents of then R, right? Next is indirect indexed. So in the case of indirect indexed value, it is like contents C plus contents of R. So the star already represents a content, right? Contents of C of R. What does the C of R represents? C plus contents of R. That is how we are getting like this. Another addressing mode is immediate addressing mode. So here in immediate addressing mode, you are adding a constant value with the address. That is the case for immediate addressing mode. Now in this table we already discussed about the modes, form, address, and now we have to discuss about the important concept, that is the cost of each operation. So how we can calculate the cost? So here you can see for absolute it is cost is 1 and for register it is 0. So what are the rules for that? We will see the rules. Normally cost of an instruction is calculated as 1 plus cost of operand. That is the normal rule that we are using, 1 plus cost of operands. What is the next one? Cost of a register operand is 0. Cost is of a register, that means if R0 is involved in a calculation, its cost is considered as 0. Now cost involving memory and constant. So if at all memory and any constant value like a, b, x or y, anything, any constant value, its cost is considered as 1. Now cost of the program is, so if we are given with a program or a particular expression, if you want to calculate instruction cost, the cost of the program is calculated sum of the instruction cost. Now we will see the previous one. Here the register, if register R is involved, its cost will be directly 0, right? Similarly for indirect register also, if it is only involving the register R, so here also cost is 0. What is the next rule? Like if a variable or a memory is cost value will be 1. So likewise here 1, here you got 1. Now next is a constant value is involved, then also its cost will be 1. Here also star z of r means cost will be 1. So that is the cost related with the target code. Now we will see the rules. This rule we already discussed. Instruction cost is 1 plus cost of source and destination address. Address modes involving memory, location or literal have cost 1, and instruction length should be minimized as space is important. For example, if we are given move R0, R1, what will happen here? Here copies the content of the register R0 into R1. It has cost 1 since occupy only one word of the memory. That is a normal operation here. R0 will be copied into R1. Now we will see some examples of this. Here you can see some expression like move R0, R1. In this expression, how to calculate the cost? Here we already know the cost is 1 plus then cost of the addressing mode. So 1 plus has in this expression only registers are involved R0, R1. So it is 0 plus 0. Its cost is 1 here. Now what about the second statement? Move R0, M. So its cost will be 1 plus, as it is R0 register value. So register addressing mode, register, we are storing the address, we are storing the value to register. So it will be 0, as M is memory, it is a constant, right? Memory addressable variable name. So its value will be 1. So total cost will be 2. So what about this indirect addressing mode? So here add #1, R0. So its cost will be 1 plus, as it is a constant value, we will add 1 here. Next is R0, its cost will be 0. So total value will be 2 here. This is how we are calculating the cost of each statement. Now we will see for an expression. Now you can see this one, x equal to y minus z. So this is the expression given for us to calculate the cost. So while doing x equal to y minus z, you have to write the assembly code statement first. So here I have written the assembly code statement like this. First I have to load the value of y, next I have to load the value of z, then find the subtraction for y and z, and that result will be stored to x. This is the normal operation. Now we will see each step in detail. Load R1, y. So what is the cost here? 1 plus, as it is R1, so it is register, its value will be 0. Next is y is a constant value, so I will add 1. So its step will be 2 here. So for the first step, cost is 2. What about the next one? Load R2, z. That means 1 plus, as it is R2, so it is a register, cost will be 0. Next is z. Z means a constant value, so it is will be 2. So here also 2. So for the next step also 2. What about subtract R1, R2? So here I am doing a subtraction operation. So cost will be 1 plus R1, as it is a register, 0 is the cost. Next is also a 0. Next is also a 0. As in this statement, all these are registers only. So 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. So you will get it as result as 1. Now what about the last statement? Store x comma r1. So whatever value that we are calculating, calculated result will be inside r1. I will store that value to x. So what is the cost for the last step? 1 plus x is a constant value, so it is 1. Next is r1, so it is 0. So total cost will be 2. So finally I will add 2. So here in order to calculate the total cost, I have to calculate the cost of each step in detail, then add together 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2. So it is 5 plus 2 7. So you will get the x minus 7 cost x equal to y minus 7 cost as 7. Hope you understood this example. Now we will see the next example, that is b is equal to a of I. This is an 8 byte element. So here it is just an assignment statement like b is equal to a of I. So what are the assembly language statement corresponding to this? Load ri comma I. What is the cost of this first statement? 1 plus 0 plus 1, right? That is the first statement. Now what about the next statement? Multiply r1 and r1 into 8, that is r1 inside r1. I am storing r1 into 8 inside the register r1. So what is the cost for that? 1 plus, as it is r1, so the cost is 0. Next is also again r1, so the cost is 0. Next is 8, a constant value, so it is 1. So totally here also 2, for this also 2. Next is load r2 comma a of r1. What is the cost for that? 1 plus r2 is 0. Then a of r1 means there you are doing contents of a of r1, right? So a constant value a is there, so the cost is 1 there. Here also 2. What is the next? What is the cost of last statement? It is a store operation. 1 plus b is a constant value. B is a constant value, so therefore it is the r2 is there, so therefore 0, b is a constant value 1. So together you will get it as 2. So the final cost is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So you will get it as 8. So 8 is the total cost for this particular example. Now we will see one more example. You can see x equal to star p. This is a kind of addressing mode, right? What kind of addressing mode is like indirect addressing mode. So here you can see the assembly language statement will be like this: load r1 comma p, load r2 comma 0 of r1, store x comma r2. Now see the cost for corresponding this. So the first statement will be 1 plus 0 plus 1. So it is 2. What about the second statement? 1 plus 0 plus 1. So it is also 2. What about the last statement? 1 plus 0, it is 2. So altogether you will get the cost as 6. So the cost for this particular statement is particular expression is 6. So this is the way of calculating the cost of each statement in target machine. So in this video we already discussed about what is target machine, which are the addressing modes that we are using here, and how to calculate the cost. So that's all about the today's video. Thank you.